I'll get somebody to monitor the stream because I don't know if my audio works on the stream or not.
Yeah, I got it up. Looks like it started. Yeah, I got it up. Looks like it started. I'm hearing me. I'm
Okay,
not hearing you yet.
Can you hear us?
Only if you talk.
All right.
Like
Oh,
that.
that was the sound test. I needed to say stuff. I was sorry about that.
Only if you talk.
Yeah, it's coming through.
Okay, perfect.
And there's a delay, so it's really confusing.
Yeah, I find I have to mute the stream, otherwise because it's it's a big delay too. It's like 5-ish seconds maybe.
Yeah, it's enough to make your brain misfire when you hear it.
Yeah, I mean there are options to change that, but it gives us a little bit of a buffer if we have technical issues. Our first game of Marvel Superheroes. For anybody who may be watching, this is the classic Marvel game from 1987. So for some of us, it was like our first or our second game.
I think it was my second.
It was my second too, because I started with D&D.
I started with DC Heroes, I think it was. I don't know, we were playing them both at the same time.
Yeah, it's one or the other anyway.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. We already did session 0. People made their characters. I'm going to go over kind of the world setting and some things about the world that we decided the last game, just so they're fresh in everybody's mind. Because I've been slack and I haven't thrown them up into a journal entry yet for Foundry.
Tisk.
Yeah, I know. It's weird how little time you have when you run like 6 games in 5 days.
Slacker.
So,
I think I got us at least one viewer. LOG.
all right. There is no Foundry system for this, so we'll just use the dice tray. So on the chat, you can just click the percentile button, and it will roll, and then you can consult the chart and all of that fun stuff. Alrighty. Session 0 notes. So the campaign/elevator pitch. The year is 2036. There was a war between humans and mutant kind, which has kind of resulted in this dystopian post-apocalyptic world where mutants are either forced into hiding or forced to wear inhibition collars that inhibit their powers, and it's slave labor, internment camps, mutant ghettos, all of that. It is a combination of the Nightmares of Futures Past storyline from X-Men and Old Man Logan and some other dystopian stuff. Things that you guys know. You guys are currently located in a subway tunnel offshoot in Hell's Kitchen, Manhattan. Research showed me that almost everything in the Marvel Universe is in Manhattan.
Yep, I read your blurb, and everything in the Marvel Universe of interest in New York is in Manhattan, so we chose right. Or wrong, depending.
You did. Like within like a couple of miles from your current base of operations is the Sorcerer Supreme Sanctum, the remnants of the Baxter Building, the remnants of Stark Tower, Central Park, one of the Triskelions, one of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s headquarters, and I believe the Raft is not far off either. So there are numerous places for you guys to go exploring. New York City itself, when the war happened, and the war's been over now for about 16 years, so it's no longer an active war. The mutants lost. Just some people, including the PCs, won't go down without a fight. Wilson Fisk, still active, although older. Cut a deal with the Sentinel-controlled government, to carve out New York City as his personal fiefdom. Each of the boroughs is overseen by a lieutenant, and they basically take care of the populace, but in a weird quasi medieval / mafiosa sort of way. And that's the normal humans, not the mutants. Mutants have 0 rights. The ones that live in internment camps or have registered and were the callers and live in the ghettos are essentially forced labor for various business enterprises that Fisk has going on. You guys are aware that the current Sorcerer Supreme still resides at the Sanctum. Nobody knows who that is. You don't know. Nobody knows if it's still Stephen Strange or if it's what's his name, Brother Voodoo, Mr. I think his last name is Drum, or whether it's Clea or whether it's Mordo. Nobody knows who the Sorcerer Supreme is, and nobody's really interested in going there to find out. The New York City Police Department is supported by a special anti-mutant tactical unit known as SWAT Anti-Mutants, SWAT AM, who are trained in combat tactics by the hand. The lieutenant who oversees all of Manhattan, nobody knows whether it's a guy or a girl, but they have the power of the Iron Fist, and they are the direct overlord for the hand operations.
Oh, ninjas and an Iron Fist. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Marvel Comics. Marvel Comics for the win. Central Park. Central Park is a no-go zone. People who venture into there, more often than not, their body parts are discovered strewn about the border of the park as a warning. There are stories throughout the mutant underground that mutants who have been caught by the police, or worse, by sentinels, by heavy tactical units, claim that some sort of avenging angel or demon or something with a head wreathed in flames has come and saved them.
Little Ghost Rider action.
Yes. Well, one of the fun things of doing a dystopian Marvel thing is you're like, which characters would still be around? What would they be doing? Lockjaw. Lockjaw is still alive, as are many of the other Inhumans, but they long since vacated Earth and the Moon and have relocated to Titan. It is known that there are other dimensions that are still connected to Earth. Asgard is not one of them. Asgard basically sealed off the Bifrost Bridge and said, nope, you guys are on your own. But there are other dimensions. In case anybody ever decides to go like an extra dimensional route with power development. Wakanda has closed its borders. Much like the Asgardians, Wakanda said, you guys are on your own.
Can't say I blame them.
Rumors are that Magneto is still alive. He is at the top of the Sentinel Most Wanted list, and nobody knows where he is or what state he may be in.
Which is a problem because Xavier, if I remember, is quite dead.
Yes, Xavier was killed in the assassination of Senator Kelly that touched off everything. It's known that there are mutant bloodlines that exist. Usually in rural areas, usually very, very private. Things like the Summers bloodline. So like either Scott or Alex's children or grandchildren or whichever. Some of the more powerful mutants in the normal Marvel universe have continued bloodlines that exist out there in the world. It is known, rumored, that the 10 rings of the Mandarin are out there someplace in the world.
Oh.
The villains. Essentially, the primary villains that you guys will be dealing with will likely be Sentinels and agents of Project Wide Awake. As mutants, you guys are actively hunted. There's a very real possibility of Sentinels discovering where your hideout is, raiding it, ripping up the streets, all that fun stuff. There is also Wilson Fisk and his various lieutenants who have a stranglehold on NYC and are taking full advantage of the fact that mutants have no rights. The New York City Police, they are moderately corrupt when it comes to normal humans and thoroughly corrupt when it comes to anything else. They are firmly in the employ of Fisk. New York is essentially its own city-state. It's entirely possible that Fisk may have arranged something with the government so that they are completely hands-off when it comes to New York and everything is under his control. That being said, there are also various humans and mutant freedom fighters and possibly long-lived classic villains who are still active in the New York area. All of the characters are either mutants of some sort, either a random mutant like the X-Men, or a breed mutant like the Inhumans, or an induced mutant like the Fantastic Four or Spider-Man. The Sentinels don't make any distinction. There are some optional rules that we're using from the X1 module, Nightmares of Futures Past. You don't have to worry about spending karma to raise resources. Resources are raised if you find gear and equipment that is more valuable than your current resources rank. So poor Lodestone, with his barely able to find black market food, with feeble
I found
resources,
an apple.
but if he finds something that is like valued at poor, he can basically throw that into the stash to raise his resources. Things that are cashed out to raise resources are essentially gone. You can't use them as gear or equipment. Whenever you use your resources to trade for something, as opposed to buy it in this setting, you also have to make a second feat roll to see whether your resources drop or not, whether you basically dig too deep into your stash. When it hits shift 0, you are flat broke and have nothing left to trade. Aside from Fisk and his lieutenants, the other kind of major factions that may or may not be in play are the Canadian Resistance Army, which is a group of freedom fighters operating from on the Canadian border, who are overseen by Nick Fury, because Marvel Comics with the Infinity Formula. There's also rumors through the Mutant Underground about a radical group of mutants who basically espouse the theory of mutant supremacy and have no qualms at all about eradicating humanity for what they've done. And they've taken on the name X-Force as a homage to the more violent members of the X-Men family. All right, any questions from all of that info dump?
Oh, I think we've been covering that in the Discord.
Yeah, we're totally fucked, but I think it's fine.
It's an accurate description.
Sorry about the. Yep.
Yeah, what rating are we, by the way, language-wise? Do I need to tone things way down?
Yes, we should probably have a disclaimer. Most of the games that we do here on Crucible Gaming are rated R, either for graphic descriptions of violence and gore in like an over-the-top spaghetti western sort of way, or language, or language,
Or language.
or language.
That's usually if I'm involved, yeah.
Glad that he didn't drop the only F bomb we had for the show.
Oh no, I'm sure I'll up that number.
Oh yeah. No, if we're PG-13, we had one. So glad we are.
Well, that's right. If we're PG-13, we're allowed one F-bomb, so you guys will have to kind of work out amongst yourselves who gets it per session.
Can't ration it like that.
I don't think that's
What
possible.
am I gonna do?
I'm a sailor, damn it.
You've dropped me into a post-apocalyptic landscape, and you expect me not to curse?
This
Anita's
place
gonna
is
roll
really
dice.
bad. I don't like it very much.
I mean, Anita's gonna roll dice, so we're gonna swear at some point.
Like, my dice rolls are going to be swearing at me a lot.
All right.
History judges, yes.
So, basically, to kind of, because for some of us it has been a long, long time since we've played Marvel. I ran Marvel. I ran Marvel at a convention 3 years ago, I think, at a virtual convention. But other than that, it's been the one game that Trevor ran like
4 years ago, maybe.
4 years, maybe 5, and
And
then
that
it
was
was
just a weekend.
yeah, and then it was when the game first came out. So
Yeah, it'll be a learning curve.
it'll be a bit of a learning curve. But in order to facilitate that learning curve, we're going to kind of start in media res, as it were. Just so you guys can kind of figure out like what exactly your characters do, because the Ultimate Powers book has some weird shit in it,
And is so very vague.
and is very vague. So you guys have been out as mutants. You, especially as unregistered mutants, you guys can't go to the grocery store. You can't just pop down to the local bodega and pick up a sandwich. So it's a lot of like bartering for stuff on the black market. It's a lot of scavenging through buildings to find things that are still viable. If food scarcity becomes an issue, every 2 days you go without, all of your attributes drop 1 rank. Which is really a problem when they start getting down to like the shift 0 area. But you guys have been out collecting food, collecting water, and you're on your way back when Lodestone. Actually, I should grab people's names. All right. Yorick.
I'm still looking.
Yorick, do you have a name for your character?
I don't have a superhero name, but the guy is named John. So John for now. He needs to find his superhero name, but he has a dad name, which is actually my dad's name.
Anita, do you have a name for your character?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'm looking it up. I had to send a little walking because I'm looking up. I'm trying to find a name that means tiny or small, and the first one that came up was Logan. Oh, sorry, Tony.
She's laughing because I'm playing a character named Logan in the Star Trek game.
Yep.
Who's about your 7th Logan character?
What's even funnier is that he calls my character Big Guy all the time. And it's just, yeah. There's a good 6-inch difference between the two of them.
I wanted to find a way to use Fulgurite in the name, because it's like when lightning hits sands, it makes like crystal.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what it's called, but I didn't find a good way to say that word.
I'll find a name.
Alrighty. So anyway, so you guys are on your way back to your base. You're trying very hard not to be noticed.
We don't have Tony or Trevor's characters' names yet.
Trevor is Buzzkill and Tony is Lodestone.
Oh, thank you.
Actual name is Bader, which means moon, apparently.
And I'm Lincoln Davis.
So yeah, so you guys are on your way back, trying very hard not to draw attention, and it is dangerous. Like every time you leave your base, there's a chance that it gets detected. Like Sentinels have built-in mutant detectors, and you guys have no way currently of masking your presence.
And Logan looks like a bipedal dragon.
Yes, Logan is very distinctly non-human.
Not Logan, Lodestone. God damn it, Anita.
Yeah.
I was so confused for a second. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure Logan's like a gray-haired guy from Earth.
But you guys are on your way back to your base, kind of like, you know, sticking to the alleys, sticking to the streets, and you get stopped by the police. You know, it's a standard checkpoint. You know, like you guys, Hell's Kitchen is a mutant ghetto, so everybody here pretty much, you know, is, you know, a mutant with a collar. Generally, these are folks who are deemed to be still mutations, but not dangerous. You know, like that guy over there can turn things the color blue when he touches them. You know, that girl over there, you know, can levitate 2 inches off the ground.
This
you know,
guy is a normal human, but he's also a vampire.
Yeah. Very much people who are deemed to be not dangerous, registered, got slapped with the collar to shut down and stop any powers from developing, and live in Hell's Kitchen. It is very frequent that the police do like a checkpoint, you know, where's your papers, show your identification, check to make sure that your collar's on, check to make sure that your collar is working. None of which you guys have.
Shit.
Well, I think it's time to hustle and bluff our way out of this.
I assume it's nighttime, right?
I'm going to assume it would be nighttime. It's safer for you guys to move about at night.
All right. Well, I guess you got to walk us through this, don't you?
So there's like 4 of these cops. They do have they do have like tactical armor. They do have energy discharge pistols, which essentially do like some energy damage, and they have a possibility of a stun effect. But they're probably about 100 yards away or so. Generally speaking, in Marvel, each area is about 40 yards. I didn't
see that.
Yeah. It seemed to be more trouble than it was worth to try to go like, it's 44 yards for this distance on the map. No, just count your zones. You guys all play Conan, you know how it works.
Yep.
So yeah, they basically at a distance, they're like, halt, you know, get your papers ready, and they start to approach.
This isn't going to be good.
Yeah, I don't think I should be here.
Yeah, we should not be here, but here we are. Let's try to hustle our way out of there. I'm gonna grab some random paper from my pocket, like anything that looks like paper.
Are we walking?
I don't think you guys have any other form of transport.
Okay, just double checking. I'm gonna duck behind anybody, really. She's only 5 feet tall, so, you know, she's not exactly towering above anyone.
Okay. As soon as you start to move and don't halt, they start to like basically go for their guns.
Everything's fine, officer. Everything's is in order. Like, I'm not moving. Unless people are just jetting out.
I'm thinking of jetting out.
Just shrink.
I'm thinking of kicking their asses.
Well,
I think that'll end up with us getting our asses kicked. Maybe not.
Just trying to tell them that everything was fine and convince them that it's fine, but I'm up
Keep
for
talking.
anything.
Keep talking.
you don't
Do you,
want to take her job.
have a way to mind control people? Because they're not going to be convinced that I'm fine without a collar.
I'm gonna try to get in their mind. If there's electricity in a brain, I can maybe make them think everything's fine. How close do I need to be to start hypnotic control?
Hypnotic control.
I have never used that system, so I'm walking in blind.
Let's find the power. Oh, mental enhancement power. Communicate with non-living. That's a great power.
There are some really strange powers in that book.
You might need that in about 15 minutes.
I'm glad I got a bunch of power to start, but I think the idea of having an high cap and low number of power to start makes it interesting too. Like you can choose stuff.
I just gotta find where in this huge book of powers it is.
All the joys of a new system. Getting used to
Yes.
everybody's powers.
I would not say new for this system, but new for us.
What's the power called? Do you remember?
Hypnotic control, I think. Let me check my notes.
It's probably a mental power, which means in the power books, it's probably around page 70 or 75, somewhere around there, right?
Yeah.
In my notes. It's the last one I got. Yeah, I didn't note what kind of power it was.
Oh, there we go. Hypnotic
30.
voice. It's a physical enhancement.
Oh,
Hypnotic control is a different power. I don't know which one he's got, though.
Welcome back.
I didn't see a hypnotic control.
I didn't
Page
remember,
38.
didn't remember it affecting my voice in any way, though.
Oh, it's a life form control.
Ah, yeah. That makes sense.
Hypnotic command may pertain to current conditions or otherwise. Cannot make a person perform any action that goes against his sense of ethics. But you can then override that if you make a red roll. Intensity and duration are determined by the power rank.
I mean, they don't seem to have a big kind of headache. I just want them to not see, not take notice of us.
You can't get them to not notice you. You can do the like we're not the droids you're looking for sort of thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean by not notice you. Like everything is fine, officer. Ears or paper that are not really paper, but I'm sure you can accept that those are paper.
All right.
And we're clearly wearing collars of some sort.
Yeah, like just convince them that everything's fine. We are not the people you're looking for.
All right. What's your power rank for it?
Amazing.
Amazing.
That makes me happy.
There's electricity in the brain. Maybe I can make them see the things I want them to see.
All right. So as they get closer, you start to talk to them. Basically, the one guy that kind of steps forward, kind of stops for a second. It's like, I think they're okay. His buddies are a little bit behind him. We're like, you didn't even go and check them. What the heck?
I'm gonna walk a bit closer so you can give the impression of having talked to me.
Okay. So you move a little bit closer. What's everybody else doing?
I mean, if they're not paying a lot of attention to us, I'm going to sneak up to this alley here to the north.
They are. They're not not paying attention.
Okay, so they'd notice if I tried to.
Yeah, if you kind of start to move out of their line of sight, they would definitely notice.
So now this guy's closer. Can I tell what his weapons and armor are made of?
It looks like it's tactical gear, so it's probably like some metal, some high impact plastic.
Some is fine.
Yep.
I'm going to let them try to figure it out before I just crunch all these fools up.
All right. What is
I'm certainly gonna try, but I'm not sure it's not gonna go bad.
okay? What is Buzzkill and character to be named later doing?
Kiera Plum is her actual name.
What's her name?
Kiera Plum. Mix of Irish and English. Kiara, if you're updating my icon. And Plum, Plumm.
Plum.
I'll I'll come up with a hero name. She doesn't see herself as a hero at the moment, so
Yeah, it's not.
it's a good reason not to have one.
Yeah, it's not so much a hero name as a name that you can use that's not tracked to you.
Yeah. John is not actually my birth name.
She's trying to hide behind John. Like, to get as much of John between her and the 4 cops as possible.
Okay.
She's kind of inching sideways, so they kind of lose sight of her.
Gotcha. All right. And what is Buzzkill doing?
Buzzkill is a 16-year-old boy of color. He is not running because he doesn't want to get shot in the back.
Although, I mean, standing still, that's not impossible. Sadly.
That is true.
Yeah.
I'm not giving any excuses.
That's fair.
All right. So as one of you at least starts to move a little bit closer, they draw their weapons and point them and say, "On the ground, hands behind your head."
I raise my hands up. Everything's fine, officer. Just complying and giving my paper to Mr. Year.
All right. And you can hear Lodestone. You can hear because of your fantastic intuition. You can hear their weapons charging up.
Is there maybe a fire hydrant nearby?
Oh, probably it's New York City.
It looks like there's one right there.
I'm gonna just Lodestone. I think we're gonna need the other paper and wink at Lodestone.
Okay.
It's not working.
All right. Just so folks are aware of how this works, combat-wise, because again, it's going to be a lot of like going through a system that for some of us is, a distant memory. You declare what you're going to do before you roll initiative. So everybody has to declare what they're going to do, and then you roll initiative. Each side rolls. So it'll be either all the bad guys go, then all the heroes go, or all the heroes go, then all the bad guys go. If the initiative result screws up what you intended to do, you can attempt to change your action. So, I'll declare first for the bad guys. They are going to shoot their stun weapons.
How
Okay.
rude.
We're just gonna go. Lodestone, what would you like to do?
I am going to create a very powerful magnetic field
you put that
on
gazebo
that
down and probably messed up the
fire
mud
hydrant.
and
Okay.
trying
Great.
to
Alright. Let's see. I'm just gonna go over here. Buzzkill, what would you like to do?
Are these things run on electricity?
You don't know. You don't have any sort of energy detection power.
All right. Well,
so-
I'm just gonna fire a static electrical bolt that will causes, according to the write-up, magnetic attraction between objects and can disrupt electronics communications. Mostly, I'm trying to disrupt electronics communications. I don't want them calling in help.
Perfect. All right.
Good idea.
Kiara, what would you like to do?
I would like a clarification on my diminution.
Okay.
Do I have to physically touch it?
No. You have.
It's only at good.
Let me sec find my range table. Good. You have a range of 4 areas.
Should be lots.
gentlemen.
And how far away are they?
The guy with John is 1 area away, and the others are 3 areas away.
Okay. And yeah, I'm going to cover John. I'm going to try to shrink cop number 8.
Okay.
I'm going to try to not shrink him. I'm just going to try to shrink his weapon.
Okay. Perfect. And John, what would you like to do?
I would like to try to outspeed the guy in front of me to try to grab him and use him as a shield.
Okay. You'd like to try to grab him. All right. Somebody on your side can roll initiative. You get
That would be me.
You get a bonus based off of the highest intuition on your team.
+5 for Lodestone. Because he sees everything in slow motion.
My intuition is incredible, so I don't know what kind of plus it gives.
Incredible, I believe, is a +3.
Okay, Lodestone is way above me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine's
mine's
fantastic. So
Mine's only excellent.
that's a D10, I think, Chris. Eh?
It is. And I believe...
Although it'd be nice to know what bonus excellent gives.
excellent is a +1.
Thank you.
So the cops. Cops have no bonus.
Could still be the 6, though.
They
And sure
can.
do.
They do. All right. So the cop that's up by John is just kind of going like, no, they're fine. They showed me their papers. Everything's great. But this guy, he's going like, I don't think so. And he is going to fire a weapon. I really should have added like character sheets onto these guys. The things you learn when you're doing a new game.
Always got to pull out that I'm only running 7 games excuse again.
Star Trek twice on Saturday.
It's got a couple days that he does doubles, I think.
Yes. Sunday.
No, Saturday's the only day I
Oh.
run too.
That's true. Because the Sunday you run Conan, you play Forbidden Lands. And the Sunday you run D&D, you play D&D, I think.
Right. All right. So he has.
We're supposed to start with karma.
Yes, your starting karma is equal to the sum total of your reason, intuition, and psyche.
The starting levels in each of those.
Oh, that is a yellow result for him. That is a bullseye on Lodestone.
Bullseye.
There's two people
Shot.
running around it.
So I need you to make a remarkable intensity endurance roll.
Oh, wow. Okay. My endurance is remarkable, so I need a yellow, I believe.
You do.
Correct.
Which means I need a
Did you walk her home?
66. I'm
Okay.
not going to spend karma just so we can experiment.
Okay.
Not enough.
58. So you got to spend 10 anyway. That'll bring you up to 68.
No, I said I wasn't going to spend any, just to see how it worked.
Oh, okay. All right. So, anti-mutant cop number 7 there kind of steps forward, plants his feet. You can tell these guys are trained marksmen. Fires out this kind of plasma blast, kind of like rockets over your body, and you are stunned.
Green result, so I think that's 1 round if I'm reading the chart right.
Yes. And this guy. Oh no, that's the guy that already moved. Back up. This guy. He's going to step forward. He's going to fire at Kiara.
Oh no!
Was there any damage to that, Chris?
No, just
stun. Okay.
just a stun. If you fail that roll, it's bad.
Oh God.
Ooh, a 91.
That can't be good.
That is a yellow result, so I need you to make a. What's your endurance?
Incredible.
Okay, so I need you to make a green endurance roll.
So I'm just rolling the D100
Yep, you need to get at least a 36.
percentile. Of course not.
Oh, no.
That's not surprising. I told you my dice would curse at me.
A 22 is an outright fail.
Oh shit.
Okay, so you were stunned for 2 turns.
Uh-oh.
Could have been much worse.
We started this
yeah.
session. I was like, if a sentinel shows up, I think we're okay. 4 cops shoot us.
Ooh, 95. That is another.
Stop.
That is another red result on John.
So I need to roll endurance.
Yep. What's your endurance?
Good.
Oh.
Oof.
Yep. I'm not. That's why I wanted a shield.
So you're going to need a red result. So you need a 98 or better. Oh,
Nope. That's a 5.
a 5 is a blue result.
I can't not notice that it's not red.
10 to 100 round stun. Oh my God.
You are
That's a lot of dice.
you are stunned for 69 rounds.
Jesus.
Nice.
Blue results are bad, guys.
Yep.
All right. So back around to you guys.
Oh, man.
If we
Bad
didn't mention this,
fuck.
this game is very, very swingy.
Very swingy.
Very comic booky, right? So
All right. So yeah.
Anything
So
I can do with karma about that?
no, but I will allow people to like snap each other out of stun. 'Cause essentially, you know.
God.
But Lodestone, your one turn of stun passes. Kiara, your first turn of stun passes. John,
Okay.
your first turn of stun passes. Buzzkill. These cups are just like opened up with these energy weapons, and your party is like your friends, the people that you know you've kind of trusted one another. They all kind of go rigid momentarily. You see, Lodestone is kind of shaking it off to some extent. You're up. We're going to jam comms.
Yep.
Perfect. Give me let's call that a power roll. So whatever your energy generation is remarkable.
That's correct.
Perfect. So the color result will determine kind of like how long you can jam the comms for.
I hope for at least 69 turns.
Uh, 35. You've got some jamming frequency up. You don't know how long it's going to last. Next round, declaration phase.
let me guess, they're going to shoot us again.
They are going to advance on John and Kira and basically kind of snap out these what look like very fancy handcuffs. You guys have probably seen these before. They are nullifier cuffs. So one's advancing on John, one's advancing on Kiara. One of them is basically he's gonna probably shoot a Buzzkill because Buzzkill's the one that wasn't shot before, and the other one is like he's trying to call in backup ineffectively.
All right, so just for clarification, Chris, we can move and do an action, right?
Yes, you can. You can move with your endurance. You can move up to 3 areas.
Okay. And we're doing declarations.
Yep.
So I'm going to move back 3 areas because I have lots of range.
Okay.
And then I'm going to declare that I'm going to magnetize the crap out of this guy.
Okay. In case it matters, the 2 that are in the area with John are the ones that are stepping forward with the cuffs. And the one that,
I mean, it's amazing magnetism, so.
Yep. And the one that is furthest back is the one that's trying to call in backup.
I think backup's more important in the scheme of things, assuming they don't shoot me again.
Okay. All right. Buzzkill, what would you like to do?
I'm going to electrocute one of the guys that's coming close to John.
Okay. Perfect. Kira is still stunned this turn. John is still stunned this turn. All right. Initiative.
Oh shit! I thought Kira was up.
No, this is her second turn of stun.
Sadly, no.
Oh.
I ain't mad.
I think I'm gonna beat that.
Yep. All right. You guys get to go first.
Go ahead, Buzzkill. Light him up.
Nope.
4 on an energy attack.
Yeah.
Dazed. I believe dazed is your -1 column shift on your next action.
All right. There's a few things I learned about the character since I created him.
Okay.
I might jury rig him a little bit for the next session to
Sure.
make him make more sense. But his weakness basically is I can only use power 61 times before going through, basically slowly losing health until I pass out.
Okay.
So we're up 59 now.
Gotcha. So he's basically kind of channeling his own bioelectrical energy.
More or less, yeah.
Perfect. All right. So this flash of lightning just like flies across the street there. Cops like, Lidstone, you're up.
All right, so I'm going to move 3
Okay.
because they seem slow and I have plenty of range. And then we're going to figure out how this power works.
Okay.
So
They're not very
it
nice.
says I can affect anything susceptible to magnetism.
Yep.
Attracting with power rank strength. I can attract it at +1 column shift or repel it at power rank. And I could do that on myself or make it at range. So +1 column shift from my magnetism would be fantastic.
Perfect.
But it doesn't tell me what this power does. So it's all up to you, really. It does do rank level damage to electronic devices, so like the radios and whatnot. But as far as pulling people in, that's entirely up to you, I think.
I would say, in this case, since they have some metal in their armor and their weapons, it's essentially they're going to have to make like a strength intensity feat to not be pulled in that direction.
Sure. So +1 column shift, that's fantastic. We might as well try the karma thing since it's important.
In this particular case, you don't have to roll, right? They have to roll to resist being pulled. Like you're just like, I'm making it magnetic over there.
Oh, okay. So I'm just setting the effect, and then they're trying to resist.
Right.
Perfect.
And with their, I think they have like.
Unless they don't have remarkable strength like Spider-Man, they're not going to.
They have good strength.
They can't even roll.
After my good entrance roll, I know that good is not that good.
Okay. So as this magnetic field starts, they just kind of like they're planting their feet, but they're getting like dragged back, and like, you know, the guns go flying out of their hands. Shink, everything kind of like coalesces into that space.
Call that a win.
Their turn. They cannot do what they were going to do. So, next round. Kiera, you're active. John, you're still
70, 67.
67 rounds to go.
67 and counting.
Oh man.
Which is, let me see, there's 6 seconds in a round, 3,600 seconds, like 10-ish minutes. All right.
Yep, that's what you get for getting great fighting, but poor entrance.
Okay. All right. These guys, what are they going to do? They're still trying to call for help. You know, you can see them, you know, they're fighting against the magnetic pull, and their suits aren't entirely metal, but enough of it is metal that they can't move. And it has basically pulled their weapons, making their weapons ineffective. So they're trying to reach out with their comms, you know, like we have mutant activity, you know, request backup. Doesn't seem to be getting through for this round. We'll start with Kiera. What would you like to do?
I would like to shrink.
Okay.
Are we rolling now or just declaring?
Just declaring.
Okay, that's what I thought.
What level of shrinking do you have?
I have.
It's incredible.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
It took me a moment to find the.
Yep. No worries. Okay, so you're gonna do that. Buzzco, what are you gonna do?
As I'm filtering with this character here, my magic control of good has become an energy sheath of good.
Okay.
So if you're going to allow me to do that in this particular session, I'm turning on my energy sheath.
Okay, perfect.
Does that need to be my round, or can I do other things too?
It's your action.
All right.
So you kind of
I think you can move.
you can still move, yes.
Well, this is also going to turn my iron will of good into true flight of good. So I'm going to go up in the air.
Okay. Right. So yeah, so you kind of like Human Torch, only lightning. I imagine electrical energy. Take up in the air. So good. So I think you can go 2 areas up.
Yeah, I just want to be the target now instead of these guys.
Perfect.
I'm kind of my energy is basically electrical going all over me, like the Human Torch, except electricity instead of fire. So
All right.
they have pretty good shots at me.
Perfect. Lodestone, what would you like to do?
Do I have to? I'd have to use that same power again to keep them there, right?
You do, yes.
Okay. Forget we're declaring. I will use that same thing. There is a mechanism to do more than one thing, I believe.
There is. You can do shooting and fighting. If you make a fighting remarkable intensity for 2 attacks and incredible intensity for 3 attacks.
Remarkable for 2.
And if you fail, then your 1 action is at -3 column shifts.
Which they could actually make a roll on. What the hell? I'm going to try to do 2 actions.
Okay.
The primary one being hold them there. The second one is to destroy their radios.
Gotcha. Alrighty. They're just calling for help. Initiative. Nope. Ooh. All right. So they are frantically trying to call for help. You guys are up in whatever order you like. Kiara just disappears.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So 66 turns.
66 turns to go. It's like 66 bottles of beer on the wall.
Oh well.
Okay. Buzzkill, the energy sheath goes around you. You go up into the air.
The energy sheath is actually excellent, not good.
Perfect.
Because of the. Sorry, I'm kind of making this character on the fly because the one we made together was useless.
Yep. No worries. That's the thing is once you get if you get a really good energy power, then sometimes the optional powers and stuff just kind of flow really nicely.
Yeah, they'll cascade.
Yeah. It's when
And
you
that's
get
what's happening here.
Yeah, it's when you get the really weird powers that have no optional powers. You're like, what the hell? What am I going to do with, internal limbo?
All right, so basically this is excellent body armor, unless they're attacking me with electricity, in which case it turns from to incredible.
Okay, perfect. All right. And we forgot pre-action roll. So Lodestone, make your fighting roll. It is
Right. So my fighting is remarkable.
All right. So you need a yellow feat.
I need a yellow, so I need a 66.
66 or better.
And I'm going to spend karma just so we can show the viewers how this works.
Perfect.
Where are those charts? Because it would help me to follow if I could see
Alright.
to call them.
On Foundry, there should be a scene that says Universal Chart.
Oh, right. Nice. Okay.
Yep.
Good. I got it.
And the way intensity works is if the intensity is 3 or more less than your rank, you don't have to roll. If it's less than your rank, you need to get a green. If it's equal to your rank, you need to get a yellow. And if it's 1 more than your rank, you need to get a red. If it's more than 1, you can't do it.
Okay.
So our Lodestone has remarkable fighting and it's remarkable intensity to do 2 actions. He needs to get a yellow result. Gets a 48. And needs to get a 66, so that is 18 karma.
18 karma, yeah.
Right. And the way karma
Because the
works,
minimum is 10, right?
minimum is 10. If you declare you're spending karma, it is a minimum of 10. All right, so you get 2 actions.
All right, so first action is to continue that, like, sucking these poor bastards in around this poor this poor fire hydrant.
Okay.
And the second one is to mess up their radios. So according to my write-up here, I can do damage equal to my power level to electronic devices.
Okay.
And I don't expect their radios are greater than amazing.
They are not. Right. So yeah, we showed, and this magnetic thing, it's holding them taut, and it's got their weapons have been pulled out of their hands and are like out of reach. And then their radios start to like spark and and we should figure, like, Kira, how small are you going? As small as you can?
No, I don't need to be at atomic sizes here. But I can get down to what?
And size?
All right, so you are currently
2/100ths of an inch or something.
Okay. Well, you can go to 0.5% of your normal height.
Okay, so what's 0.5% of 5 feet?
Looks like 3 inches.
Sure, I'll go to 3 inches.
Okay.
I am a Smurf.
You are
With still the same muscle power as you had when you were full size.
Yeah. Yeah, her version of shrinking allows her to retain her muscle mass. All right. Zoom. All right. Next round, there is not a whole lot they can do as long as this magnetic field is keeping him in play, and they have no radios. So they will struggle against the magnetic field. That is what they're doing.
I think I got these guys. If you want to shake John out of it. And Lodestone's magnetism comes from his tail. He's got this huge, long, draconic tail like the lizard, right? That kind of pointed out and quivering as he's doing his little magic stuff.
Alright. So you're just holding them in place, sort of thing?
Yeah, I don't think I need to do a second action. I think they're subdued. So.
Okay. Buzzkill, what would you like to do?
Are they? Can I just fly down and take their weapons?
Yeah, well, right now their weapons are like stuck to the fire hydrant.
Oh, okay.
You could, I imagine you can probably go like, Lodestone, I'm going in for a weapon, and have him like temporarily drop that part of the magnetic field. But yeah, they are no longer in this fight.
All right. Well, then let's just. I get strength of good, which means I can carry a decent-sized human being. So I'll just pick up John, and we'll fly off to and leave room for Plum to, I don't know, grab hold of my shoelace or something,
Okay.
and we'll fly out of here to the home base.
I'll fit in a pocket.
Sure.
All right.
I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to see what you do to these guys.
Does
Right.
that sound ominous to anybody else? That sounded ominous to me.
All right.
Please.
So yeah, so Buzzkill swoops down in his energy form, picks up John. Kiara can like grab onto something. You guys fly off.
And we'll take the weapons too.
Pocket. I am pocket-sized.
You are. All right, Lodestone, what are you doing?
So Lodestone has amazing strength,
Okay.
which is like the She-Hulk.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure if they can't move, I could just give them a little tap on the back of the head.
Okay. Just knock them unconscious.
Yeah, just knock them out
All right.
and take their shit.
It actually takes 2 bonks on the head.
Take their helmet off first.
Still takes 2 bonks on the head. They have 48 health.
Really? So yeah, basically, I'm just going to subdue this group.
Yeah, you're like little bunny foo-foo hopping through the forest.
You're wearing metal armor with Magneto's grandson.
Yeah. So, book, book, book. All right.
But they have armor and they have weapons, and I'm very poor.
They do. All right. So yeah. So it doesn't take you any time at all to render these folks unconscious. Strip off their gear. You guys make your way as far as you know. Their comms are jammed right away, and they never got word out that you guys were spotted. So as far as you know, your base is still safe. You're making your way back to. You're somewhere around like the subway entrance of 10th Avenue. Take a quick look around, make sure nobody's watching as you enter. Go down kind of along the subway line, and then like a little like access tunnel to where your actual base is. And when I say base, it is not nearly as extravagant as that sounds. It is literally it is a hole in the wall with like some like discarded mattresses that you guys have found. You have no lights, you have no power.
I kind of imagine it like the Lost Boys base from that old 80s movie.
Yes.
All the vampires hung out in a thinking hotel. All of the shit.
That
I don't think
sounds
we'll
about
need
right.
to get into that. For now, it's less than that.
But you guys make your way to your base. By the time you get there, John is shaking off the stun effect from their blasters, and you guys are free to discuss amongst yourself. You got some food. You're basically eating like canned ravioli with no way to warm it up. But it's food. It's vaguely nourishing.
All right.
More
I
food
want
than we have
make
now.
just a couple of comments. One is about the energy sheath. It actually takes damage instead of me. If it takes all 16 points away from it, then I have to roll a red feat to get it back on real quick.
Yep.
The other thing is my contacts are a halfway house for wayward mutants and a street level smuggler, and I want to trade. and my resources are good. So I would like to trade the weapons I got to the smuggler at my first opportunity and trade that for like lighters and food and stuff.
Okay, just give me half a sec here.
Doesn't have to be right now, but that's the plan with it.
Yep.
If we get a discarded oven, just the plate where you put the pot, we could run electricity through it to at least eat up the ravioli.
Why? It's good like this.
This was not my greatest moment, though.
Lodestone's eating a rat.
Okay. I'm just looking up how much karma you guys would have gotten for that fight.
On the bright side, we're never going to run out of rat.
That's a
No,
bright
but they-
side.
But they keep getting bigger, though.
Doesn't feel like a bright side.
The more he eats them, the bigger they get. It's gonna be a problem at some point. Just hope there's no alligator down there.
We've got an alligator right here.
Dragon.
Yeah, but he's on our side.
Sure. Dragon. Okay.
Well, that might be why they say there's an alligator in the New York subway. Just might be us. Oh God, my face! Stupid.
Are you
spider.
okay?
It's gonna be fine. It's not my greatest moment.
I tried to shrink it, but yeah, that
Yeah.
didn't go so well.
I tried to grab it, but he shot first. Ah, my face. I've been doing this for too long.
Keep wiggling your nose. The stinging and numb feeling will go away.
That bastard shot me in the face. Ah, my eyes.
And what did
Center
you
of
learn
left
from
eye.
that experience?
All cops are bad. Oh wait, we knew that before. That wasn't something new that we learned.
That I should shoot first. I need to shoot first.
The mind control guys seemed all right.
I was thinking ducking, but shooting first works.
Setting up a wall. I should have set up a wall or something between me and them, but I was trying to go smooth. One guy is fine. I can control one guy. Controlling 4 guys is hard. Oh,
Setting up a wall? What?
just putting stuff between them and us so that if they shoot, it wouldn't get to us.
Gotcha.
Yeah, should have done that instead of trying to talk to them. I was still hoping that we could get out of there, like, discreetly, but yeah.
Buzztail, you did a good job jamming their comms. Sentinels would have been a problem.
Well,
Thanks,
I didn't
Dragon.
want to choose it, so.
Lodestone will do.
It is us.
Okay, Drag.
Yeah, thanks, Lodestone. That was a great save. At least we got a bit of stuff out of that.
Should be able to trade some for food. Maybe we can get a generator out of it.
Yep.
I think at least a third of us are generators. I think 2/3 of us
think
are
when
generators.
You think one of those armor could help me not get stunned in the face next time?
I don't know. Let me take a look at it.
Maybe we could.
Not if you keep
like,
bleeding with your face.
could spray paint it so it doesn't look like cops armor, something like that. Maybe I can trade someone for a can or 2 of spray paint and just do a job on that thing.
We're all very slow.
And if it's metal, you could lift me up if needed be. Or should I just get the metal out so I don't get stuck to the fire hydrant when you get all the people in a bunch?
I have a little more finesse than that, but
I'm sorry, I don't know how your thing work.
That's not exactly true. I have very little finesse. Grandfather was better at this than I was.
In these days, I think a big armor is better than finesse. So glad you can hit hard with it.
Somewhere, Buzzkill has a T-shirt set aside that says "Magneto was right."
I have this T-shirt in real life.
Quentin.
Yeah, but maybe I can take a bit of the non-metal part of the armor and stitch that up something to protect myself from the next guy who tried to shoot me in the face.
Would be a good
And we
idea.
can sell the rest for food and maybe a generator or something.
Well, the trouble with this armor is it's going to cost a certain amount of money for the tools to repair it, to resize it, to make it fit. I could fix
I
it,
don't have my hunting
I
rifle.
think, but
One of the bigger issues seems to be that there are like biometric scanners, so that it can't just be used
On the armor?
on the armor.
Oh, right.
You're not you're not entirely sure what it'll do. It'll probably just not work. You don't to Lodestone's Lodestone's knowledge as he's looking at it. And bear in mind, you guys are like looking at this in the dark. It's maybe like a little bit of a hobo fire going sort of thing. Certainly not anything resembling high tech, and you don't have the gear necessary to retool it. It's probably just like a biometric lock, as opposed to a fry an unauthorized user type of person.
yeah. So the big problem, as far as I understand it, Chris, is that like Lodestone's stupid smart. He's Iron Man smart.
Yep.
But he's got no soldering iron. He's got no multimeter.
Exactly.
Well, if they're biometric locked, those things might be worth more selling them than scrapping them for parts. We can find parts to make stuff elsewhere than on those things. We can just sell them and get better stuff. We won't have to like bypass biometric and shit. Because I probably need something to protect myself next time someone shoot me in the face. Yeah, if I could just grab that guy first.
Yeah. I remember when we switched from DC heroes to Marvel, and all of a sudden everybody wasn't bulletproof. All of a sudden, that was awesome.
It's terrible.
I think we need to sell those things as fast as possible, so we don't want to have that on us for longer than necessary. And we definitely need stuff. We need tools. We need light. We could turn this place upside, but we need stuff.
What we need is to be mobile.
Yeah. We need stuff that we can carry around.
We need a helicarrier.
I mean,
I can shrink things down.
I was thinking maybe not necessarily a semi truck, but maybe one of those police vehicles they had,
Moving van.
paddy wagon, or
VR.
RV.
Yeah.
maybe an RV.
I'd be happy with anything. It's because the guy shot you. You're still kind of reeling.
He shot me in the face. What the fuck?
You'll be
I can
okay.
feel my eyelids and my nose.
Just keep trying to wiggle it. I swear, it gets better. It kind of wears off. It helps.
Keep in mind that you guys can maybe sneak into a grocery store. I can't go out in daylight.
Yeah. Yeah. A regular car wouldn't be any good for you, would it?
Speaking of which, do you want me to see
You
if I
need
can trade
space
the the weapons in to for some goods. We just in case there's trackers or something on these things. We don't want to lead them
Those
here.
are hot
Yes.
garbage. We need to get rid of those as soon as possible. So if we want to make a run for
Yeah.
your black market guy, that would be a good idea.
Let me see if there's a tracker on these things. Chris, can I attempt to find a tracker?
You can give me, let's call it a. We'll call it like an excellent intensity reason.
And good. So I'm incredible. Means I just need what?
Incredible.
Tie green. Actually, I think I just do it, right?
Is it 3 or more less?
So a tie is yellow.
Tie is,
And
and then 1 or 2
Oh.
less is green, and then 3 or more is free of charge.
Okay, so I need green.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll give it a go.
Really our business. We don't really know who they are. Just
I'm pretty sure they're fine. No, it's all right.
Perfectly fine. Nothing to see here.
We need as many resources as
face
we can
down
get.
in the mud.
We need
I don't
food.
think we
We
can-
need power.
Yep.
I don't know who your contact is, but
That's the way I like it. That's the way he likes it too.
You got something about some on the mobile, but I think we should do both of those things. Like try to outfit a place underground here and maybe find a VR and like switch from one place to another depending on what we need to do.
What do you want me to see if I can get from him? I assume canned goods, maybe a hot plate.
generator.
Yeah,
Well, we got good goods. He's going to be trying for a profit though, and we're never going to get money from him.
Money doesn't do us any good. We can't
yeah,
go to
did
the
you
store.
move your stuff?
You know something that I would like though? Collars.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Papers.
Collars. We had
As long as
collars
you're
and
moved,
papers.
that's-
Oh,
Yes,
so
we
we could
can
just
make fake collars.
All right. Well,
Look
I said
try
we could do
to
that.
ask for food, a hot plate, maybe a soldering iron and a couple of tools would be nice.
Yeah, food would be great. I'm getting sick of these rats. Gotta be some
Alright.
cats or dogs or something.
Oh.
All right, Chris, I can fly pretty fast. Let's see if I can work my way to this smuggler.
All right.
We can trade. Of course, when I want to be like a couple blocks away because I can only fly when I'm doing the electrical stuff, right? Electrical chief.
Yep.
That's pretty visible. So I want to be a couple blocks away before I walk the last couple blocks anyway.
All right. So basically, you guys have 4 sets of armor and 4 stun pistols. The way it works is anything that you're going like this is for resources means you won't have access to it anymore.
Yeah, well, I'm saying I don't need armor. Do you guys need armor?
Like some, but those don't look like the best bet for that. Maybe you can trade for armor that I can actually wear.
Let's start with. All right, well, we'll see what we can get.
So what's the value of these items though, Chris? Because it's a roll against your existing resources or something?
It's not a roll. If the value is more than your current resources, then your resources go up by 1.
Well, what's the value? Because my resources are good.
Resources are excellent, if that can help.
So the guns are excellent.
All right.
And we'll say, that the armor is excellent as well.
All right.
So it's not enough to raise my resources, but it could be enough to raise Buzzkill resources.
Right. And I'm not introducing this guy to you guys anyway until we have a character for him and it seems worthwhile.
Well, I have my own contact, so if I can raise my resource, I can go see them with it. But depending on, so since it's not gonna raise my resource, you might as well try to raise yours.
Right.
Okay.
So what I'm hoping here, that brings me up to excellent then. What I'm hoping here is 4 pretty authentic looking collars, 4
You
sets of
can
paper for us, and maybe a generator.
you can trade those stuff for to raise. You can trade the guns to raise you to excellent, and we can keep the armor and trade it later if the resources drop down. Does that make sense?
Perfect. So I'm leaving the armor, just taking the pistols.
Okay.
Make sure you check the armor for trackers too, because that seems to where it seems more likely they put them there instead of on stun guns.
I will absolutely ensure there's no electronic devices working in those armor.
Perfect.
If you can get the tools to craft stuff, we can try to repurpose some armor too, depending on what you get.
Yep. Essentially for repurposing the armor, because it's like getting a new power. So once you guys have access to a lab and the proper stuff, there are rules for building gear, and it'll kind of come under that.
Cool.
All right. So Trevor, what's your contact's name?
Ruby Soho.
Ruby.
That's an alias, of course. But she's let's just say she lives in Chinatown. No, she'll live nearby. I don't need to go that far or else I wouldn't have met her, right? So
Right. All right. She'll gladly take the guns that'll boost your resources up to excellent.
all right.
She's like, generator's a pretty pricey piece of gear. You can try to get the generator out of her. It's going to require a red result.
I more want the fake collars and the fake papers.
Fake collars, you do not have enough goodwill with her yet to get that.
All right.
Fake papers I can probably do. Do you want fake papers or do you want forgeries with, like, do you want just like stuff that we grabbed off of somebody who got rolled in the street? Because that I can do for you. Or do you want us to, actually put your pictures, your thumbprints, and your names on these papers?
Yeah, I want them for if we get checked. I want them to pass initial inspection for sure.
Okay.
I guess you'll have to tell us where to meet somebody for the photographs. Assuming you don't want me to bring my crew here.
Oh, hell no.
I mean,
I barely want you to come here, but you keep showing up.
Yeah.
All right.
Phrase then, right?
Yeah, if you want like semi-legit ID cards with your photos and everything, we can maybe do that for you. She kind of looks over the weapons and stuff, kind of gives them the eye. And you are going to need to get a green resources roll.
Okay, I will use karma.
Okay. Oh, that is a lot of karma.
Well, I don't have a lot of karma.
So a 5, and you needed a 46, so it's going to be 41 karma.
I only have 39.
All right, so you spend 10. Oh, I should have mentioned, actually, sorry, my bad. For dealing with the SWAT AM guys, everybody gets 26 karma.
26.
We're very
26. When you defeat an opponent, you get karma equal to their highest rank ability, and then divided amongst everybody. So their highest rank ability with the stun guns was remarkable. 4 of them, 4 of you, works out.
And you said what, 41 or something like?
40,
This would cost me?
41.
All right, that leaves me with 24 left, so I will do that.
Yeah, karma is easy come, easy go.
Well, I figure this is important.
And it's like hero points, right? So you spend it or you use it to advance.
Yep.
So
Right.
we should, I don't know if we can get in a fight with some mutant hooligans, we can steal their collars.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I mean, you'd have to find a way to turn them off, but definitely a possibility.
I'm pretty sure I could make something that looks like a collar.
Fair
That's
enough.
why we need tools.
Hey, John, what's your power look like when you create stuff? Like, do you create it like an illusion, or is it like a glowing green thing like Green Lantern? Because maybe every time we need one, you can just pretend we have collars on them. Because I don't like the idea of wearing a collar everywhere I go, even if it doesn't work.
I don't want to have to replace my necklace.
I saw it as pretty credible. Like it's not green for once. That was my plan. Like using energy solidification at hypnotic control on the guy, but it's like one guy at a time with hypnotic control, so it's a bit harder.
Once you guys have more karma under your belt, you can do what are called power stunts, which is using your power in a new way.
Right.
It is expensive and it is difficult, but once you have successfully done it 10 times, it becomes just part of your power.
Yeah.
It's like 100 karma to make the roll for a power stunt, though.
Yeah. So
So 1,000 karma down the road.
Maybe we should house rule that slightly easier.
Yeah, there's some advancement rules that I'm going to look at house ruling, like giving you guys separate advancement karma from spendable karma. I just haven't
Alright.
figured out what the ratio of that is going to be. Buzzkill, I'm also going to need you to make another resource roll.
How
95.
about that?
All right, perfect. So yeah, essentially the way it works, every time you use your resources to trade for something, you have to make a second roll to see if you drop any, if you've given away too much. But you still have excellent resources for the time being.
So my resources are up to excellent now.
Yep.
I'll take it. Thank you.
So yeah, you guys, this little cache of weapons and armor, they'll help you. And she throws in like some canned goods and like some butane fuel and stuff like that. She'll keep her eye open for a generator, but
And good quality fake collars, please. We'll
Yeah.
find stuff for you.
Yep.
You know me. We've been dealing since I was a kid.
well, yeah, but times are tough and people pay better than you.
Well,
You know?
well, that's all right. There's something to be said about loyalty, though.
Yeah, my loyalty rewards program went out the door as soon as the Sentinels started booting them down. So But good luck out there, and
You too.
try not to bring any trouble to my door.
Try not to. Trying to keep away from mine too.
Perfect. And yeah, she jots down an address. She's like, have your friends meet me there. When do you think you guys will be able to meet?
You tell us when, we'll get there. This is pretty important.
When do we say? Like noontime tomorrow?
Perfect.
And we'll get some photos. We'll get you guys some ID cards. I mean, they'll hold up to routine scrutiny. Don't push them too hard.
Understood.
Perfect. All right. Meanwhile, back at the base, what are you guys up to?
That's a good question.
Yeah, if we could get a bit of junk, like some some Christmas light or something to put some light around here. They usually are low powered. Maybe a couple of tools could make that place work.
Yeah, I can fix stuff if we, have stuff to fix.
Yeah. Lodestone, I've seen Lodestone make very efficient stuff if we can find them some tools. Not sure what kind of tools you need, but
If I had a lab, I could call the Inhumans, and then we would have much less problems.
labs is a bit out of reach right
I,
now.
I don't think we're gonna find one of those.
But still a couple of things we can do around here. Maybe save a few people. Fix a couple of things.
Well, that really brings into well, what's the next step? I've been here for a while, and I've been watching mutants and humans
literally, I can hear it sizzling.
just absolutely devastate each other for 16 years. How do we fix it?
Well, we need to help those we can. I saw in the news that someone got caught but managed to escape. Maybe we can try to give her a hand. Terrifying being alone out there.
Trouble is, the more that we go out, the more likely it is the Sentinel's going to find us.
Yeah. But we cannot just stay here. We need to do stuff.
I,
So that we need to make sure that every time we go out, it counts. Is we need stuff and we need help right now. That gal is out there alone. Maybe we could find some help with the flamey head guy. Seems inclined to give a hand. But I mean, I don't know how we could try to trace down the gal who just who escaped. But she seemed like young and she seemed to need like help.
Maybe we need a radio.
Yeah, we need a lot of stuff.
So
How do we try to find someone to help her? To help someone.
as long as you're aware, there's lots of things that I can do. All of them are very loud.
loud? Like how? Like what?
Like I can throw a car across the city.
Sorry, did you say city?
A couple blocks, maybe.
Okay, that's better.
Or I could have imploded
For a second.
those cops' helmets and killed all of them with a thought, which is not something I want to do. It's not why I'm here. I'm here to help you.
Us specifically? Us just
You and your
mutants.
people. The mutants.
I mean, I did all this to help.
I'm not saying that you're not trying to help. I'm just trying to articulate that the ways that I can help are not subtle.
Yeah. I get that, but that's needed also. I mean, I can get into people's mind and make them think that things are fine or that we are not a threat. Like, I won't make them like betray their people, but I can at least make them look the other way. That if we need to be subtle, I can help with that. If we need clouds and weather and fog, I can arrange that. If we need to walk unseen, because we need to hide lodestone for going out. I could bring up some fog. Maybe that could help. But when we do get into the thick of it, it's not gonna be discreet. So we need to do the thing and get out.
I don't know if I could shrink you down or not. Because, I mean, right now, you're kind of big and just a little scary. How tall is Lodestone?
He's ginormous. Big fucking dragon.
Especially compared to her 5-foot self.
He probably has a 10-foot tail, right?
Yeah, you take up a lot of space.
Believe it or not, when I was born, I looked a lot like you.
Nope, don't believe it at all. Chris?
Yes.
Diminution, can that be used on living people?
Absolutely, it can.
Just wanted to double check. Like I've made other live things small, never anything quite as big as you though. And I don't know how small you'd get. But it would at least make you, slightly less obvious.
Everything you do that would make him as strong as he is now. He would stay as strong even if he's tiny. Am I wrong?
I think we'd have to test that. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, let's test it.
Ooh, okay.
It's gonna be fine.
You're
You're doing great.
you promised not to eat me if this goes badly, right?
I'm as human as you are. I look different because pterogenesis, but
Okay. So that was a yes, right?
that's
Yep.
a yes.
Okay, good. Okay. Just checking, because yeah, throw a car across a few city blocks. Sure. Okay, Chris, I'm
Yep.
going to try to use diminution on him
Okay.
to see if I can shrink him at all. Make him slightly more human sized.
So the way diminution works is you can reduce the size of a target. The target must be within line of sight, and be within one area of view.
Okay.
Any material can be diminished except for a power that has already been diminished by an equal or higher rank of this power.
Okay.
So you can't use it multiple times to shrink things multiple times.
Right.
I'm hoping to come
I have-
back and see the dragon as small as a man.
I have it at good, which you said earlier was range 4.
Yes, I was wrong. It's
Oh, okay. It's range 1.
it is
Okay.
range 1.
And mine.
And good means you can reduce him to 6.25% of his original size.
Okay, so figure out how tall you are there, Tony. So we can figure out how small you're hopefully going to get.
6.25.
Yeah.
Yep. 6.25%.
Well, you can get them down to like 4 feet.
Good God.
6.5% makes you 4 feet.
Because it makes a sentinel 3 feet.
How?
Okay, so that didn't work out. Okay, so
Okay.
seven
Convert
feet
meters. Multiply by
is
0.065.
And then do it
Okay.
from there.
So you're 84
How-
inches tall.
so 5.5 inches. 5.5 inches.
That sounds much better.
Yeah, 5.25 inches, like action figure sized.
Modern action figure size.
Yeah,
Some of us are old.
I didn't carry a decimal place there.
Yeah.
That's quite a difference.
You'd have to use it on them constantly just so you can get into the hideout.
All right.
Right.
Now, the important caveat here. Kiara would be aware of relatively how her powers work. There is a chance that it's permanent.
I should definitely let him know that.
No!
Just before we do this, it's only happened once. But you could get stuck at the smaller size. I don't know how attached you are to being able to see over things and reach stuff on top shelves.
Very.
Oh, I know I appreciate it because I can't.
So you were very small.
Not
Maybe-
very. I'm almost average ish. It's not very. Just, small. I get smaller. But, yeah, there's a chance you might get stuck at the smaller size. Someone who can do the opposite of what I do might be able to fix it, but I would not.
Maybe use it only if we actually need him to be small for something. Just not test it if there's a chance he stays small.
Yeah, I got
No.
knocked on my ass before I got to do anything against those cops. So maybe relying on me doing something quick is not our best plan. Chris, how long would it last normally?
Anywhere from a couple of hours to a couple of weeks.
Okay. So normally, if everything goes right, could be that way for a few hours. Could be that way for a few weeks. It's not like a dial where I get to choose.
Seems
Wow.
that there's too many unknowns in this equation.
Maybe we can keep that tricks in our sleeve in case we need to enter somewhere and we absolutely need to smuggle him in. But for now, maybe hold off on that. Well, use it on the people.
You don't want to
Use it
see
on
a
the
little inch dragon
Kinda-
stuck in a car, a couple of blocks.
I kind of do, but I want him safe.
He'd be safe. He would just be small and safe.
And vexed.
That would
And
be
not,
the most.
you wouldn't need to eat as many rats.
That would be the most dangerous thing ever to come out of a cat carrier.
I see you're all having a lot of fun with this.
I mean,
Yeah?
we're stuck down here. Don't even have a book or a TV. So I'm gonna make some scenario in my mind to make not go mad. But
I
I'm
think,
I'm thinking of the tactical use of those powers. If we need
right?
to do something, if we understand which each other can do, it's easier for us to try to plan.
I
No.
mean, if I did the whole, dress in kids' clothes thing and was just carrying you around like an action figure, imagine how freaky that would be. Suddenly this tail whips around on its own and goes flying. You run off. Things go
That
flying
action
through the
figure
air.
could punch the face out of
Be
somebody.
great! Best action figure ever. It'd be fun. You know it would be fun.
I am an inhuman from the noble court. You're not carrying me around like an action figure.
I would be carrying you around like a noble action figure. And you've never seen anything from that height, ever. Even if you lay down, you're not seeing things from that height. Your head is larger than that. Totally new experience for you.
Still in its original case, wrapped in mylar casing, so this protected like a Funko toy. That's gonna be great.
I could write my name on the bottom of your foot in Sharpie.
Yes, if I walk in and he's 6 inches tall, I'm gonna start calling him Funko instead of Dragon.
Smile.
We have a bigger question.
It'll make you look less terrifying.
Outside of all this nonsense, I am not
It's not
terrified.
nonsense.
I'm frightened.
It's useful.
I
Dragons are.
have
You didn't read fairy tales when you were young, did you?
No, I grew up on Titan,
Let's go.
which is a
Yeah, we
planet
should,
that way.
We should find you some fairy tales, because you insisting on dragon and saying you're not terrifying, those are not words that fit together the way you think they do.
Where I grew up, looking different was not terrifying. It was normal.
it's not the
Yes.
different. The different, I think, it's the teeth. Lots of teeth. I'm a big fan. I love that. But someone on the street, I think if you can snarl at them, you can terrify them if necessary. I mean, use that as a tool. I find you beautiful, but that's a tool you can use. Just
It's
saying.
specifically the dragon part.
I mean,
It's
the scales are shiny. I find it great. It's just
they are kind of cool.
there's lots of teeth.
I would love to see him in bright sunlight and maybe some water. Just
You
to
know what
see him.
happens to me when I go outside?
Currently, yes. That's why I would love to see you in a place that, isn't going to start shooting at you or lasering at you or trying to put you in a box.
If Central Park was safe, that would be great to just. But right now, it's not a good idea.
But that does beg a question.
Yep.
There's something in there,
hmm
but if we could make friends with it, would be a safer place for us, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Being friend with the things in Central Park, trying to find a girl who just escaped, and finding materials. That'd be three things I'm thinking right now that we could do to make our situation better. I keep bringing the girl who escaped just because it just happened. She's outside alone. She needs help.
Well, let's go get her.
But I don't know how to get her. I don't know how to find her. But
exactly. If we don't know where she is, then it's not. But
Central Park, we know where it is. But I'd really like to find that girl and help her. But I don't think we can just walk in Central Park and expect things to go well.
Depends what's in there.
Yeah.
Depends on how small I am.
I mean, anywhere
And
electricity goes, I can get to. But Central Park is specifically the part of New York where I don't think there's any electricity to carry me there. The Electron Highway don't go up to there. I mean, if there was a cell phone, we can throw a cell phone in there. I can try to get to the cell phone, but We need the cell phone first. Ah, damn this city.
I mean, I could try to sneak in. Really tiny.
Anyone has an idea we can try to track someone trying to escape being found in this town?
No?
Yeah, that's what I feared.
I mean, I can't. I don't know about our dragon friend.
What's the question?
I was asking
If he,
the idea we could track someone who just escaped the force of the police and is hiding in town.
If I have a trail, I have a fairly good chance of tracking it.
really?
My senses are better than yours.
Well, I've lived here for a while, so they'd kind of have to be.
Maybe I can try to find a newspaper or something that talks about where she escaped, and we can try to trace her from there.
Do you know how many other smells would be overlapping that? It's New York. It reeks.
Once you get over the
He'd
pits,
end up he'd end up tracking somebody's bagel for 17 blocks.
It's not smell. I just see the world slower.
Slower?
Slower.
We'll say around this time, Buzzkill returns from meeting his contact.
Seeing the world slower mean? How would that help you track somebody? That doesn't make any sense.
I love things to go slower. Like having the time to think about stuff before the blaster get my face. Everything feels that it's going so fast around me. So I'd be glad.
Means
Hey,
that
Buzzkill.
when you talk very slowly, and it's exhausting.
Also, I need to speak faster. Okay.
That's really weird.
For example, if I drop this coin, for you it lands a second later. For me, it's 4 seconds later.
Yeah, you have the time to see it spin and predict on what side he's gonna get because it's going slower, kind of thing.
How slow do you perceive that you're talking?
I'm
Because,
talking as slow as I can.
yep,
Yeah, he's doing that
that's
for us.
that's kind of what it feels like. 'Cause that's what I was wondering. Because it was like, I have lived here a while, and you might be the person that I've met who talks the slowest, like ever.
Yeah, but if things go faster for him, I don't think he can modulate more than he does. Like,
Gotcha. That makes more sense. Because at first it was like, is it a muscle, like, size thing? If we meet someone bigger than Lodestone, are they going to talk even slower? But that the yeah, the sensory thing makes more sense. That came out
how did
weird.
it, how did it go, Buzzkill?
Oh hey,
Hey, we got an appointment for noon tomorrow. Also, I brought some goodies, and I kind of dump a few cans of goods and a thing of butane on the table.
ooh,
So
Thanks.
we got to show up, get our photos taken tomorrow at noon at a particular place. Don't ask too many questions, but they're going to be pretty good forgeries of us. We just have to have our photographs on it too. I tried to get a generator. They didn't have one. They're going to keep an eye out on it, but it's going to be expensive when we do get it. And yeah, I don't know what we're going to do about fake collars, but uh, maybe John, you can think of ways around that.
Yeah, I've
None of
seen
this
a
stuff was.
bunch of them.
None of those armors were bugged, right? Lodestone,
Oh, he deactivated every system on those things.
spectacular.
I can make a collar that looks like a collar, at least from a distance.
I'd personally
wait.
rather not be walking around with a collar on, but if we,
Me neither. But
yeah,
I mean,
but
if we get
I wouldn't mind
if
having
we get
something that we could put on suddenly if we had to. That
if
would
we get
pass at least
Lodestone
a token inspection.
if we get Lodestone a picture, I mean, I'm gonna have to materialize a collar around his neck so people think he's under control, but I don't know how much is gonna fly. I probably need to hypnotize the guard if we try to pass that.
wouldn't it be easier to hypnotize them if we into thinking they're working collars if they at least look like we have collars on?
Yeah, I can also try to make color appear, but I mean, I cannot do everything at the same time that
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah, like that to me seems like it would be a lot harder than just making fake collars look real.
Yep, that's why if we at least have paper that look approximately like paper, I can make them look at them and say, yeah, they're fine. That I can do. So the more we have the things, so paper are a priority because if I can make them look at the paper and say, yeah, those are just people with papers and they're fine, they can go, we can walk it through. Just that we'll need to find a way to hide Lodestone if we do that.
Pip's gonna look up at him and grin. But Lodestone, that is.
I'm not a doll.
I'm good.
I didn't say you were. It's an action figure. There's a difference.
All right, Diego.
There is! Action figures are much cooler.
Right now,
And not nearly as flexible.
Right now, we gotta go at a meeting at noon for pictures.
Well, that'll
Yeah,
be
so dress up
interesting.
nice.
Dress up. Right.
Do we really want to have the real picture of Lodestone on that paper?
Don't we
Well,
have to?
we
Isn't
want to
that
look. We want to look like we look when cops hassle us like they did today. In
My
fact, if
question is,
for
will
these pictures we can have some collars on our necks, that would be awesome too.
I mean, my question is, if a cops look at a picture of Lodestone and look at Lodestone and the paper say he's fine, will the cops believe it? That's all I'm asking. Like I can make him believe it, but how much of his friend are gonna accept that everything's fine?
Chris, what are those collars made of?
You do not know. None of you have been close enough to one to see.
What do they look like at a distance?
At a distance, they look like they're made out of some sort of metal. Probably not ferrous. They're probably about a good 2.5 inches high, so like they're a very high collar. Some sort of white metal. But none of you have been close enough to get a really good view of one.
So with an incredible reason, can I make a facsimile of something like that that'll work from like a block away kind of deal?
Yeah, from a distance away, you can do so easily.
Yeah, so I'll just like reach out with my tail and pull metal out of the fucking wall. There you go. Because he does have magnetic manipulation as well. So
Yep.
Yeah, that works.
So yeah, I mean, basically you just make like a, like a 2 inch high collar of metal, like, at a distance.
roughly the same color, and it's got the little box on it. So yay, thumbs up.
Yeah, That should help me try to. Everything is fine then.
Well,
So yeah, tomorrow we need to go take those pictures. And I was asking the others if we had any way to try to track down Olive. Saw on the news that she escaped the police and she's now roaming in New York. She probably needs some help. She's just a kid. I'd like to help her, but I have no idea how to find her.
well, I mean, odds are she's much like you guys. She's probably, staying on the down low. If she has any contacts or anything, she's probably using them. Um, in theory, uh, she escaped from the internment camp, so might be a place to see if you can pick up a trail, maybe, depending on how much you trust the Lodestone's tracking ability.
Tracking, I trust him. Stealth,
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But since we're at 20 to 10, we'll take a quick, 5-10 minute bio break. And then we
All
shall
right.
return.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Perfect. All right. So, what are you guys up to? You know, you've got an appointment noon tomorrow to get your pictures taken.
I mean, that's a
Yeah,
challenge
that's
in of itself, really. But
kind of disturbing. I can't say that Pip is fond of this idea.
at least you look like a human.
Yes, that's true.
But while it's night, I was thinking maybe we'd stick our head in Central Park just to see what we can see.
Fun to me.
Somebody
mean,
likes
right-
living dangerously.
Right now, we need allies and we need stuff. When it's Central Park, our Ope might be an ally, so I'm not against going checking it out. And if we find something we can scavenge, get some Christmas light around here and a couple of shelves. If we can find a hammer and a drill, could maybe do something about this place.
Well, my thought is that it's either something incredibly dangerous and we leave, or it's something that can protect us and we can be, well, protected.
And information is power, so yeah.
Information is power. That's very true.
Let's go snoop.
And I doubt whatever's in there is going to be strong enough to take the four of us. So
4 cops almost took the 4 of us.
no one's bleeding. Everyone's fine. They were just a little more trigger happy than I expected.
They ever.
Whatever John did, he pissed him off. So
Sorry. Somebody was exclaiming next to me.
I was just explaining that when we encountered the police force, everything was fine until you pissed them off and got shot in the face.
Yep. Let's say it like that.
But they weren't really a threat. They have metal weapons. So
Yeah, well, metal weapons hurt me just fine.
I just needed to have the jump on them, and I didn't. No.
it's fine. Until they learn to get complete composite weapons, they're relatively harmless. Relatively.
Let's make sure they don't learn that, because as long as their stuff is metal, it helps me too.
They're harmless to you. Not to us squishy things.
But you're very tiny. So
Not as tiny as I could be.
just stand behind me. It's fine.
Okay. I will absolutely take that advice. Mainly because I don't want to get shot.
Put you in my pocket and
Just don't write your name on the bottom of my foot because I'm ticklish. I might accidentally kick you.
I don't know what that means.
Ticklish or kicking you?
Writing. Why would I?
Because I said that if I was going to turn you into an action figure, I would write my name on the bottom of your foot with a Sharpie. You know, in case you get lost. Someone can return you to me.
I missed a great conversation.
No?
We're going to Central Park. And all of you have to start to understand that I am literally immortal. I will live forever. I'm part of a noble court, and I'm here to help you, and you're just being mean.
Wait, did I hurt the dragon's feelings?
They are a prideful race, I hear.
Did I hurt your feelings? I didn't.
So Lodestone, I
I
just want to
didn't
say
mean to.
that how people around here show affection is making fun and doing
It
jokes.
was
We
an
don't mean it.
affectionate offer to make sure that you would come back to us. That's all. It's what kids do to their toys when they don't want to lose them. They write their name on the bottom of the foot.
We're leaving
At least,
now.
at least I
Now,
didn't say I was going to write it across your ass.
oh my lady.
Let's go to Central Park.
I think it's safer in Central Park now than it was.
I think so.
It is here now, so shall we go?
Yep.
Alrighty. So
Guys, let the Wookiee win.
so you guys kind of carefully, checking before you actually make your egress from the subway system. From where you are, Central Park is not terribly far. It's like maybe a mile or two. And as you approach, you can tell like there are some lights on in the park. There are some electrical lights on in the park.
Ooh.
And it's enough to illuminate the outside of the park. The border of the park has been cleaned of any refuse, but inside the park, inside the fence around the park, Lodestone, with your intuition, you can see that there are corpses impaled on some of the trees, like inside the perimeter of the park. Almost like they're on display, like a warning or something.
That didn't sound like a happy growl.
That's creepy.
Show goodwill to someone,
Oh!
something that just kill everything that goes into his territory. Hello, want to be friends? Like,
Is that what I think it is?
There's a few of them.
Mm.
Chris, I'm going to try a new power.
Okay.
I'm going to use actually, I'm going to try to use two. If it works this way, I don't know because it's all new. So I can create magnetism with a really high level.
Yep.
My energy solidification's only good.
Okay.
But my magnetic manipulation lets me add to that.
Okay.
So I'm trying to make just a shield out of force, magnetic force, which would be, 8 plus 8, which would be 16. I think that's how it works.
Okay.
Basically, just making body armor.
All right. Simple solids are a feeble feat.
And I have good. So that's still a roll.
That is still a roll. You still need a green.
Actually, it's 3 back. 3 is good, right?
Oh, no. Yep, 3 is automatic. Okay. And it has material strength equal to the power rank.
Right, and then magnetic manipulation can increase or decrease intensity by power rank.
Okay.
And I'm like, this is totally your judgment call if that works or not.
Okay. So what's your magnetic manipulation?
It's still good, so it's good as well.
So that'd be 8 and 8 is 16, so it would bump it up to excellent.
That's what I'm thinking. I just want to clarify with you.
Yep. And it lasts based off of your psyche.
Which is remarkable. All I know is body armor really matters in this game.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but I still wanted one.
Okay. Doesn't seem to be a duration chart anywhere. So we will. So your psyche is remarkable. So we'll say it'll last for psyche in turns, so 26 turns. So about 2.5 minutes or so.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You know, just as we kind of hop the fence and walk in, forms his shield up.
Not too bad.
Okay.
I'll turn my sheath on as well.
Okay. Ooh, 97.
Oh, that's a bad roll.
Okay.
Oh, he does have the park map. I was just guessing that you had a park
Yeah,
map.
baby.
I literally just grabbed this like 5 minutes ago. One of the nice things about Foundry is you can throw things in pretty quick.
You made that shield for yourself, Lodestone?
Yeah.
I can't see the park.
Could I try to use energy solidification to make myself something like that?
Yep.
Yeah, yours is a lot better than mine.
My energy solidification is amazing.
Okay. So, and what's your psyche?
Oh, that's not good. Oh, Psyche is good. Psyche is good. Psyche is 26.
Okay, so yeah, so again, it'll last about 2.5 minutes, and it'll stop or absorb 46 damage. We'll treat it kind of like an energy sheath, like it will absorb damage first,
Okay.
and then when it hits 0, it collapses. All right, so you guys hop the fence, start making your way into the park, and it is. One sec here.
It's completely black.
You did good though.
Yes, it is.
Half a sec here. Just have to give people vision.
There it is.
All right, what do we see?
There you go. Everybody should be able to see the map. So there are.
Yep.
The park itself, it's like slightly overgrown, but not as much as you would expect since there's no groundskeepers or anything. You hear animals, and you do know that there is a zoo in Central Park, or was a zoo in Central Park. But you'd hear birds, insects, the typical noises you would expect. And Lodestone, actually everybody can give me a remarkable intensity intuition feat.
Oh dear.
Remarkable intensity?
Yeah.
I cannot make that.
I think I make it automatically.
You do make it automatically.
Because everything's in slow motion.
I don't think I can
glad
roll
my
for
sheath
that.
is on.
I have 8 in intuition, so I think I just cannot roll for that.
You
As a
cannot.
kid,
Alright. So Lodestone is the only one that notices.
It's lions, and tigers, and bears.
You pick up movement in the bushes right ahead of you, maybe 50 or so yards away.
Can I tell what it is?
Something humanish, moving very stealthily and very quietly.
If I reach out with my magnetism, can I tell if there's anything metal there?
With your intuition, there is something metal there, yes.
Any idea what it might be?
That I will get you to make a reason roll.
Oh, I'm good at reason. Reason's incredible.
Alright, so green feet.
Green, okay. That should do.
Alright. It's humanish. Definitely human. You're not sure if it's like a suit of armor or an exoskeleton. But Lodestone, what would you like to do? Because it is coming towards you very quickly.
Like, very quickly?
Like, very quickly.
I'm gonna... And I don't know what its metal is, right?
You do not.
Well, I'm going to... I'm going to make it come very, very quickly. If it wants to come quick, I'm going to attract its metal.
Okay. Alright, so it is going to attack you.
I assume we get an initiative, maybe?
You do, yes.
Oh, only me.
Alright, you do get to go first.
Oh, Jesus, that thing's fast.
Did you find a ninja?
Yeah, so I'll just reach out my hand. I'm trying to attract any metal that's on it.
Okay.
So that would be an... after amazing is fantastic.
Alright. Your power is not strong enough to affect this metal.
Fantastic's not strong enough to affect that metal.
It is not.
Okay.
And as this like 5 foot tall, muscle bound, very hairy thing comes out of the bushes towards Lodestone, there is a very frightening snicked type sound.
Oh, we are fucked.
More Logans, just what we needed.
Can we all see it now?
You can.
Oh god, that's a kill result. Potentially.
92 on it. That is a kill result. The good news is you have your shield up.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of damage, right?
It only inflicts excellent damage.
So the shield blocks it, but the shield goes down.
The shield goes down.
Is it short and stocky or short and skinny?
It is short and stocky. Ooh. And then with his second attack,
Oh god.
that,
Oh no.
and that is also a kill result.
You totally had this coming, though.
If I get killed by Logan, it's almost like...
Okay. So I am going to need you to give me an endurance test.
Alright, endurance is remarkable.
might be a time for karma. I'm just saying.
Yeah, maybe. Just a little bit.
Gotta get to yellow. 60. Yeah, I'm gonna spend carb on this roll. Because not dying is good. Fuck, I knew it was Logan.
And you let us here anyway.
That's yellow. So that's no. I'm not dead. That's good.
Not dead yet.
Yeah.
All right. I just have to look up what the kill result is.
So it's still 10 karma, I believe.
Yes, it is. Okay. So yellow result. So you take 16 damage.
16.
Yep.
Okay.
Back around to declaration phase. I am going to claw. Just once this time, though.
I can't affect his God. Yeah, punch him in the head.
Okay.
I'm going to also evade. Let's try that out.
Okay. So if you evade, you cannot attack.
Or which? Yeah, evade's for.
Evade is for fighting.
Okay, so I'm going to evade. He's focused on me, right?
He seems to be.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to evade.
Okay. What would the rest of you like to do? You guys all see this now.
I would like to
Well-
get about 20 feet in the air and a little bit behind him. And then
Okay.
I'll blast him.
Okay.
Wait, I can't move yet. Right. I gotta wait for
Would
initiative.
that be in the scope of my hypnotic power to try to calm that thing down?
You can try.
Yep, I can certainly try.
Okay.
Can I activate a movement power at the same time as I'm doing that?
Yes.
Because I'm going to try to calm it down, and then I would like to try to ride the electron highway through the wires of the lamp that are in the park
Okay.
to put myself in a safer spot.
Okay. Anita, what would you like to do?
Other than screaming in terror,
He's not much
Hi.
taller than you are.
I don't think that thing would be less
True.
dangerous if it was
That's
smaller.
very true. I would like to shrink.
Okay.
Um, I think. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Everybody can roll initiative, or your side can roll initiative, I guess.
Yeah, that would be Tony.
All right. You guys get to go first.
That explains why he's so damn fast. It's fucking Wolverine. I'll do mine first. Evading. It's fighting
Okay.
based, I think.
It is.
God, his fighting must be huge.
Well, it's your fighting, right?
I just wonder if me dropping his column shifts down is going to make much of a difference. Probably not, but that's what I call it. So
I don't know what his modern stats or his stats are from here, but
Yeah.
he's on the same level as like Daredevil and Batman.
Yeah.
One under cap.
Oh, an 88.
88 on remarkable would be yellow.
All right. So the way evasion works is basically it means you evade his attack. like free and clear, and you get yourself in a position so you get +1 column shift on your next attack.
Okay,
So,
that's solid.
yeah. I mean, you give up your action to do it, but it's not a bad option, really.
It's better than being gutted by Logan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We may as well go Kiera. So you like shrink down.
Uh-huh.
Just so you're aware, the way your shrinking works, even though technically you're only like 3 inches tall, people can still attack you. They get -2 column shifts to their attack, but if you get hit, you take +2 column shifts of damage.
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay. All right. Between John and Buzzkill, which one of you would like to go?
Let's Buzzkill go first. If I'm gonna calm him down, I'm gonna calm him down after he got hit.
So I move about there, but about 20 feet above his head because I know he can't jump that far.
Okay.
And I'll see if I can hit him with something because I've rolled pretty spectacularly poorly so far today.
Okay.
Welcome to my world.
Ha ha! Take that.
A 97. Would you consider this to be energy or force? Probably
Oh,
energy.
it's electricity. It's electricity.
Okay.
And I use that's off. Well, both my fighting and agility are remarkable. So either.
Okay. So a 97 on remarkable is a red result. That is a possible kill result.
Well, not on him.
Well, temporarily.
Briefly.
Nope.
Nope, he's fine. So what's the damage?
Electrical, I believe that would be just 16, but
Okay.
I don't know if he's more. I forget if he's more susceptible to electrical attacks because of the metal bones or anything. I do not recall.
No, he is not. All right. So you fly up, zot him. He snarls, and you can see like there's just like this like mad look in his eyes.
At least his head's not on fire.
Oh God, it would be a terrible mix.
John, you're up.
Yep. I zapped through the wiring to get to a lamppost a bit farther away. Just after trying to use my hypnotic power to calm him down.
Okay.
I guess I'm gonna use Karma on the calming down.
Okay. So what is your hypnotic control power?
My hypnotic control power are amazing.
Amazing. So you need a green result.
Okay. And I'm using some Karma. Why do you don't want to do that, please? Could you roll, please? Machine? Could someone roll that for me? Because it doesn't want to roll.
Got it. Ooh, an 80. So it cost you 10 karma.
Yep.
Right. So you kind of reach out, it's kind of like looking for those electrical impulses in his brain, and it's just like, I mean, the cops were fairly easy, but there's definitely some resistance there.
Mm-hmm. He's not a run-of-the-mill dude.
I have to look up what that talent is. Bear with me 1 second. There we go. This is if his psyche was 1 higher. Which I believe you still rolled well enough, so. Right. So yeah, so he starts to momentarily at least kind of calm down. Probably enough to kind of like, he kind of like brings his claws back, and he's about to like toss them, like put them through Lodestone. Lodestone's like, and kind of like moves a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, kind of like ducks under it, and he just kind of stops for a second.
I'm on my lamppost, and I'm gonna say, we mean you no harm. We just wanted to talk. Anything we can do to help? If you just calm down.
Yeah, that always works.
Oh,
Yep.
don't tell him to calm down.
Just hear us out.
He kind of like retracts his claws.
I assume we know who Logan is.
You've heard of him.
Oh,
You're the Wolverine.
It was.
holy shit.
Yeah, and you guys can like, as like the even like just a few seconds you spend like kind of talking to him, that blast that he took from Buzzkill, you can see it's already starting to heal over.
Oh shit.
Are we good? Could I come down now?
No.
Anything we can do to help?
Can leave.
Yeah, I got that part.
We're not here to hurt you.
It's my lucky fucking day then.
I believe you've met my uncle, Black Bolt.
I know him.
He sent me here to help.
With what?
With this, it's not much, but it's something.
Not interested.
We're in dire need of friends, and you seem like you could use a couple too.
He lets out a snarl and the claws come out again.
Easy, easy.
My friends are all dead, so you're better off not joining them.
Might as well be. Everything else on the shit.
So, I mean, you're braver than most, I'll give you that.
Braver, stupider, you know.
I guess.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Do I have a rough idea what this lady we're looking for looks like?
No.
Yeah, there's like like wanted posters and stuff kind of spread around.
All right. So while you guys talk to the angry short guy, I'm gonna do a little scout from the air and see what I can find. As stealthily as a guy who sparkles with electricity can.
Yeah, you do a little flyover, and yeah, there are periodically bodies, like definitely marking territories and like a warning that some people ignore. But no sign of any other living human here other than him.
So is Logan stacking up bodies? Holy shit.
Just people foolish enough to come into his territory.
Yeah, only the idiots.
You do actually, since you're doing a little scouting around, you do find bits and pieces here and there of dead sentinels.
I do like that. I'm more interested in it being Logan. He's pretty protective. I wouldn't know this, but he's pretty protective of young people, so he might be protecting this woman. But I'm not seeing anything like that. Any other sign of habitation or anything like that?
No, you do find during your flyby that like all of the animals have been like let out of their cages and are like roaming the park free.
Of course they are.
All right. Well, while I'm doing all this, I figure that's going to take me 20, 30 minutes because Central Park is so huge. So that gives these guys some time to talk. But after I'm done, I'll make my way through, make my way back.
Okay. So, aside from helping, what do you want?
Trying to make something of a difference for the people that are left behind, and we assume someone must have been here. So we don't have much lead, so we came here to see, check on you, maybe find a safer place than where we are to stay.
Good luck with that. The outside world's fucked. So
Yeah, pretty much. But not like I can give up on it.
you will just give it time.
I'm not-
They're young. They are. I get it.
I don't think you do. You know, you say you're one of the Inhumans, so your family and everything, they're safe because they all fucked off. So you've really got nothing to lose.
They've sent me.
And if shit gets too bad, you can just go back home.
Haven't yet.
But
they got my family, so not like I could curl up in a ball and die.
And I don't heal like you, Logan. Where you cut me, I heal like everyone else.
must be getting old. That should have killed you.
Maybe.
So yeah, it's not a fight that we can win, and I've already lost everything, so I've got no interest in leaving. So
No one's asking you to leave.
yeah, don't want visitors either. And he kind of gestures at the nearby trees.
Well, I don't. I guess you wouldn't let us live under the park.
Oh, fuck no.
Yeah, that's what I guessed.
So, you know,
Place where people won't go would be nice.
you get to a point where you're happy to find a homestead, fight to defend it. It's pretty much the only thing I've got left, so.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to find.
I hear Canada's nice.
It's kind of hard to help from there, though.
So you've chosen to hide.
I've chosen to live out the rest of my days watching the world burn.
Your days are very long.
Mm-hmm. I'm aware.
So then you're a coward. I know. I know. It's the wrong thing to say.
Well, the good news is that's only a 57.
I'll roll for initiative against him. We're tied, right?
True.
Lodestone's fast.
You are slightly faster than you, so yeah, just as you said, you hear that snicked. What would you like to do?
Evade.
Okay.
I'm not trying to start a fight. I'm trying to percolate a conversation, not trying to
Really?
start a
'Cause
fight.
that sounded like you were trying to start a fight.
Lodestone doesn't know Logan like I do.
Maybe Lodestone should call somebody.
Maybe.
Hey, that's a good evade.
So yeah, so you are just fast enough to get out of the way of those claws.
And I'll like keep my hands up as I get out of the way. Like so, so Lodestone's agility is really, really high, but it's based on like time slowing down, right? So it's
Yep.
just kind of moves out of the way. To him, it's really slow, but to everybody else, it's really fast. I don't want to fight you.
Then leave. Leave me alone. I've got no interest in any of that.
Neither do we, but
Sorry, Plum.
we don't
What
really
happened
have
with the person we're looking for?
we don't have any interest in it either. But we're here, so we don't have the luxury of just claiming an entire massive park and killing anything that comes in it. I mean, our choices, well, other than Lodestone, our choices are uh, die in a camp somewhere, or die here in the city somewhere with a collar around our neck, or die trying to go north, or fight and maybe change something.
Oh. At least you have the option of dying.
That's not as comforting as you might think.
It is for him.
Everyone and everything that I ever cared about is dead.
And I'm not saying that you should care about us.
It's the fact
I get.
I can't join them.
Mm-hmm.
You end up caring about something, anything, I'd be glad to help. I'm gonna leave, like, real soon, and leave you to your park. But I'm just saying that I'm here to help. Even if you don't give a shit about it, maybe one day you will. Maybe someday you'll give a shit about something.
You want to help? Find a way to kill me.
I mean, if that's what you need.
Can we stay here while we try?
No. You'll draw attention.
I'm 3 inches tall. How much attention could I draw? It's a massive freaking park. And everybody is terrified to come in here. Including us, just, saying.
Yeah, we're not terrified. We're just desperate enough to, more desperate than terrified.
Whichever one of you has the best popularity, which I realize is
Minus 20 for everyone.
so one of you can give me a popularity roll.
Oh, not me. You don't want me touching dice.
Oh, mine is absolutely worse than the rest of you. So
Minus 25. I can roll for it if somebody can roll for me because I cannot touch the dice button.
I've got a minus 20. I just don't want to touch dice because I would get us all killed real fast.
Not me. I'm not there.
Damn it. Oh no.
I can even put karma on that because,
Oh.
So 8, so yeah.
So that'll be 10 karma unless you want to spend 38 karma will get you up to a green result.
I mean, yeah, let's go. Let's get a green result.
Okay. So he looks, and he kind of looks down and very very carefully looks down at Kira. Fine. You find a way to kill me, you can stay.
I think we can
We
arrange
can
that.
we can stay while we're trying to find a way to kill you.
Lodestone can easily kill Logan just by having his dog Lockjaw teleport him to the moon or something.
Don't know if he would die faster than he'd regenerate.
He would.
Teleport him to the sun, maybe.
Yeah, until the oxygen comes back, he won't be even regenerating from death.
Clean up your own mess.
Looks at the big scrapes across his chest. You're the only one that made this here. Nobody. All right.
Little thump of a tiny fist on Lodestone's ankle. Actually, it wouldn't even be his ankle. She wouldn't be able to reach that high right now.
Punk.
All right then.
I can take a yes.
Don't hurt any of the animals.
Okay. Sure.
I think I can convince them to do the same. Usually it works on animals.
No problem.
Don't suppose you know a way into the Baxter building?
It's mostly rubble now.
Probably got a lot of toys that I could use.
You used to have a time machine.
If the Sentinels haven't claimed it yet.
Any Sentinel bits laying around?
Oh, there's a few scattered here and there.
If I get access to them, maybe I can get working on your little problem.
Fine. So remember, if you bring trouble to my door, there's going to be issues.
No, we're clear on that. Definitely clear on that.
And you guys notice, in like the 5 or 10 minutes this conversation has taken, he is like completely unfazed by Buzzkill's blast. He healed that in about 20 seconds or so.
Yeah.
If I had my lab, I was able to give power, maybe I can take them away.
Maybe.
Never tried it in that direction. But if that's what you need, I'll look.
I could make you my height, but I don't think that would help you at all.
No. Thanks. Right.
I mean, he could step on you, but that I don't think that would do it.
He kind of motions to the trees. Like, bathroom's over there. He motions to like the water that's nearby. It's like showers over there. You're responsible for your own food.
All right.
I remember there's a piece of tunnel that gets into the park. Maybe we can find a shelter there.
Yeah. I'm going to bed.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
In the meantime, Buzzkill, as you're doing your little flyby, flying around, give me a... What's your intuition? Good?
I believe so, yes.
Alright. You can give me... give me an intuition roll. You do need to get... I'll say you only need to get green. They're not trying to be very stealthy.
That ought to be a green.
That is a green. That is almost a yellow even. Alright. So as you're doing your little flyby, and you're kind of like looking around for, Olive or really anybody else that might be in the park. No sign of any, no sign of any living people in the park. But to the south side of the park, you do notice two cloaked figures that seem to be watching the park, kind of like where the gate to the park is, and then they're kind of across the road in like the ruins of a building. Crouched down ever so slightly, but not really being stealthy.
Okay. What's it look like? What's he look like?
Two cloaked figures.
Right, just cloaked.
Uh, Unless you want to get closer. You kind of spot them. Like if you were at ground level, you probably wouldn't see them.
And they see me for sure, right?
They probably noticed the flying electrical guy.
All right. Well, I'll lower myself to about, let's say 9 feet in the air, about a dozen feet in front of them, and kind of wave. Stop.
Okay. They kind of look up in unison.
Oh, wait. I don't see that, but that would be something.
They seem to nod again in unison. How close to them are you getting?
I'm about 9 feet in the air and about 10 to 12 feet away from them.
Okay. Give me a sec here. See if I have an image I can show. I may not. I do have an image I can show, kind of. Let me have a second. Alright. Don't know if I can show this to just one player or not.
Send it to him in Discord.
I
Yeah,
can.
do that.
I want to show it up on the thing too, so anybody that's watching can see.
That's gonna
Just
make
don't
it
want to scare
hard
the
for
rest of
people who
us.
are watching your chat.
There you go, Trevor. If you go to journal entry, you should see.
Journal entry. Okay.
You should see one that says. Oh. Here, I'll show it to
Oh
everybody.
yeah.
There, I'll
Oh,
show it to
boy.
everybody.
Oh fuck!
Getting all the greatest hits so far, eh?
Well, that's how you know it's a Marvel game.
I didn't need to see that.
But the two of them just look at you, and they kind of nod. They kind of look towards the park. And then they start heading. They basically get up and they start heading south.
That's out of the park.
Well, they're not in the park. They're watching the park.
Okay.
They're watching kind of the south side of the park, and then after they notice you, they kind of nod, and then they head south from where they were, so further south into Manhattan.
All right. Well, that's Doctor Doom. Everybody knows who Doctor Doom is. So I will fly back to where I left my buddies and see how things are going there.
Was multiple Doctor Doom though.
Doombots.
Doombots.
Yeah.
Christ, we got Logan and Doctor Doom in the same session.
Yeah.
The first session.
Yeah. And her ass is kicked by 4 cop. Just,
We were fine. One guy was stunned for 69 turns. He's all right.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
If the big guy is gonna let us hang around, I say we. I remember when I was younger, there's a pathway that go underground in the park. There was like public toilets in that place and stuff. Maybe we can find a room we can just hold up, and make sure that when we get here, we disturb as little as we can of his peace and quiet. Let's say.
Are there subway tunnels under?
I'm
I don't
pretty
think
sure
they run under.
there's a couple of underground stuff that we can find. I remember there are manhole cover in Central Park, so there are underground stuff under Central Park. Maybe we can find a hole in there that we can use.
Might just be storm drains.
Well,
Yeah,
I take
but
the
I have
storm
seen-
drain that's protected by Wolverine over a storm drain that's protected by nobody.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And I've
Absolutely.
seen the storm drain of New York. You can walk in them quite easily. So if we can find a maintenance room that we can adapt and use, yeah, I'll take the maintenance room guarded by the Wolverine guy.
Yeah.
Did your uncle say anything that guy like? Because I'm in the mood to make offering and stuff to make sure that we're on his good side.
According to my uncle, he doesn't really have a good side.
He does like beer.
A less rough side. Like, if I leave beer and cigar, does that work?
I think with Xavier gone and the rest of the X-Men, he's very likely broken.
If we can get around on the lab, maybe I can help him a bit.
Well, as we're closing up to 11 here, we'll call it there now that you guys have a new, perhaps temporary home.
Yep.
Got a hell of a guard dog, though.
It does. Well, it's one of those things. It's like whenever you have like your, whenever Marvel does like their big event comics, right? Like especially recently, and they decide like, hey, we're going to change the status quo of a bunch of things. You've always got to have like, kind of there's classic characters you need to include, but you need to change them slightly.
Yeah, the icons have to show up, right?
Right. That's how you know it's a Marvel game. So I had like a list of like this, and for Central Park, it was either going to be Logan or Craven.
Like Logan.
Yeah.
But
Raven would have made sense too.
but
I was thinking it was the Hulk.
I
I was thinking Swamp Thing, but
yeah. But it was like, I think I can do a better story with Logan. Like, everybody that he's ever loved and cared about is dead, and he can't join them.
Yeah.
yeah, my
Right.
wife. Yeah.
But we will give everybody can have 100 karma, I think.
I'll take it.
So it'll help to buff your reserves for next time.
And that adds to the
It adds to whatever your karma is now. Yep.
had earlier.
And then that way you guys can offset some bad dice rolls and start looking at like power stunts and advancement and all that stuff that I have to figure out a system for.
So was that 100 karma like in general, or was it split?
No, everybody gets 100.
Okay, no, I meant split in the sense of like usable for augment and usable for reroll.
Yeah, I haven't figured out what exactly I want to do split wise yet. I may like completely like. I'm thinking if I slash the cost to improve things by 10 and then essentially give you like karma for dice rolls and XP for advancing, that might work, but I have to math it out.
Yeah, there's some math there for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so there we go. So first session, I know you guys have a few things to follow up on.
All right. Thank you so much, Chris. We appreciate every game you run. And I'll see you Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
No, not Sunday.
So I will
Yeah.
see you on. We're playing tomorrow, right? Are we playing Friday? Is it the end of Friday?
Yes. Forbidden Lands, Isle of Dread tomorrow. D&D on Friday. Star Trek on Saturday. Star Trek again on Saturday. And
Okay, so I'm
then,
not in Star Trek, so I'm okay there.
yeah.
Are all three of these games that I am playing, are they open-ended or they're finite?
No, they're probably relatively open-ended. I mean, we'll see where the stories
Oh.
go.
Awesome.
So I think there's enough meat on them to go for longer than 6 episodes.
Excellent.
So
All righty, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
perfect. We'll see you
later.
next time.
Thanks, viewers.
Yep.